Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, Rebecca Stew and the crew. My name is Rebecca and today we have another Dollar Tree video for y'all to show you what's new and what's been restocked at your local Dollar Tree store. So I was able to get out to several different stores for the second half of the week. I take lots of pictures, combine all those pictures from the different stores into one video and then organize them by section. So let's go shopping and we'll check out the apparel and accessories first. At the White Castle hamburger socks. They also had the Philadelphia cream cheese. Those were both new. They had some repeats like the Doritos Cool Ranch, Tootsie Rolls, and Bubble Yum. Lots of Elvis Presley socks. These are all the crew sock style for $1.25. They had quite a few different Elvis Presley socks. There's the solid black. They had some with the white background and the pastel colors, the pink Cadillac, and even some with him dancing in the background with the blue background with the black stripes. Then there were some of these Smarty socks, some more of the candies. Also, they had their winter scarves starting to come back in. They had the neutral colors as they had out last year. It's a close-up of what the material looks like for the scarves. And then they had a couple fleece scarves in the blue, red, and gray. Over in arts and crafts this week, we have a bunch of these iron-on transfers by Crafter's Square. They're the anchors, feathers, the cactus, pineapple. There were cats, dogs, and birds. And then there were these iron-on patches. Those come in a 2-pack. The directions are on the back of the packaging. There are the pink cats. There's a 2-pack of the blue nautical. It's a whale and a shark. And then the 2-pack of the orange dinosaurs. Then there is the Crafter's Square faux fur. That's the 9 by 12 inch rectangle. They have those in several different colors. This is a restock item. They have them in the off-white, gray, lavender, black, soft blue, and a light brown. Lots of satin ribbon by the Floral Garden brand. You get 9 feet. And they had the sheer ribbon as well, also 9 feet for $1.25. A bunch of the ribbon with the metallic center. Some of this ribbon is marked $1.50, some is $1.75. You just really need to check out the prices now that they have changed those throughout the store. They have lots of boxes of the different sizes of ribbon that go from anywhere from 1/4 of an inch up to 2 inches and lots of different color varieties. Then there were these pop-up stickers. We've got the roses with a little bit of glitter on the white trim for the stickers there. The pop-up stickers, we've also got the butterflies. You can see all the pretty ombre effect with the coloring they have there. They almost look like a watercolor painting. Then there were these leaves with the glitter outline as well. Then we had some flowers, which I think were one of my favorites, with the light blue, the purple, green, and like almost a turquoise color. Some more iron-on patches. We have the pastel rainbows. There's the 4-pack of the iron-on patches that look like little dinosaurs. Also a llama and a sloth. We have the 2-pack with the sunflower and the monarch butterfly. Another dinosaur with a narwhal. And then they also had this little panda bear with a kitten. In the 4-pack of the outer space, we've got the astronaut, a planet, a rocket ship, and a spaceship, the dog, cat, and the cactus, and then the 4-pack of the fish. Then there were these wooden characters that you could DIY. You can paint or color. They have a couple different stitch that you could get from the movie. This one says sweet yet spacey. They also had some Minnie Mouse with the little flower background. Of course, you can't forget Mickey. He's surrounded by some musical notes. There is Ariel with a giant seashell in the background, the Disney Frozen princess, and they also had Belle with the castle in the background. And we can't forget the World of Web with Spider-Man. There's also these wooden nesting boxes. They come in 3 different sizes. They brought back the wooden crates with the cutouts in the sides for the handles. They have the lower profile style with the star cutout and the oval sides. Then the baby, younger child, toddler section. They have some toddler size t-shirts by American Apparel. They had gray, this light blue. They also had them in black. And then they had a bunch of their pajama sets that were for 2-year-old toddler size. Also, a bunch of these child size nails. These are the ones that have the little pre-glued tabs that they could just stick them on, and they're called Pretty Mini, and they are for little kids sizes. Over in the health and beauty, the cosmetics this week, there really wasn't a whole lot new as far as cosmetics goes. They did have quite a few new sets of the fashion nails. Some of them have this fun 3D effect to them. I love the lemon set. I thought that one was really pretty. They have some neutral, looks like a French manicure. They have the soft blue with some flowers. This is the one that has that 3D effect with that border. And then the soft pink with the wavy pattern. There's also the LA Colors artificial nail tips and glue kit. You get 13 nails with gel-like finish, and it has one nail glue included in the packaging. They had the peach, there's the darker pink, a very soft pink, this light mint green, and then they also had this very soft blue. The Ioni Glow Getter, they have the lash makeup nail bar, has lots of different lashes and nail sets. They had a ton of this Believe nail polish. You can see all the different colors that are available. There's this soft purple. There was a darker, kind of like an amber color, some dark blue, silver, this lime green, and then a dark blue. The hair care and hair accessories. They had a few new fashion clips and some restocked clips. I love this feather here with the rhinestones and pearls, the barrettes, and the different bobby pins. They also had a bunch of the heatless curling sets back in. It's been a little while since I've seen these. And then this gorgeous headband with the blue and white fabric. You can get a bow and a scrunchie to match. And then they had a bunch of these very neutral looking claw clips with that soft finish on the outside. For the pharmacy and personal care section, we have the advanced healing bandages. They're 100% waterproof, a bunch of the triple antibiotic and extra strength muscle rub gels. They had some of the anti-itch relief cream. These were all in new packaging. I'm not sure if it's a new product, but they also had the Freeman moisturizing gel mask and these Onyx Bathhouse Everything Hurts 4-pack bath bombs. And it says naturally helps relieve pain and other symptoms. It's a eucalyptus scent. Then I found this Curology Acne Body Wash for just $1.25, and they were the 3.4 fluid ounce bottles. Over in the Fun Finds this week, they had these 10 color pens. It's a unicorn cat. You can see all the different colors of ink that you can get for the pen. There's rainbows and cats. They had this cute little keychain to match. Also, the pencil case. Then they had the little note set. You get 90 sheets of the notes, or like post-it notes. These are erasers. And then the pencil sharpener. They also had these mini pencil sharpeners and a badge holder. And we had the 10-piece pen with the outer space theme. Has the rocket ship on top. You've got your astronaut. It says shoot for the moon. They have the keychain, the little fluffy at the end, another large pencil sharpener, and then a keychain. These are the erasers. And then the sticky note set. You get 90 sheets there. And then the smaller pencil sharpeners. And then for the smiley face, you get the there's like little flowers and hearts. You got that in the purple pom-pom keychain, the pencil sharpener. They also had the keychain with the sequins inside, the badge holder. These are the erasers and the 4-piece. Also the little post-it notes and then the small pencil sharpeners. They also had this pencil bag. And then over in the home decor this week, we found some really pretty items by Birch Vine where value and style meet. These are $1.25. They had these large chalkboards. There was the checklist, and then the days of the week. They also had this one. It says to-dos for the week. They had these ceramic chickens. You can get them in white or black. These are a restock item. We've seen these before. These large hearts, they're made out of a heavy wood. They have a twine hanger at the top. There's choose to be kind, good vibes only, and just keep going. I'll show you a side view so you can see how thick these are. They also had these LED candles that are two-toned with the twine wrapped around the middle for a bow. You can get the blue, the green, or the gray. And then they had these really pretty signs with the acrylic background. It says never stop dreaming. Life is what you make it. And it's the little things in life. And they all had that wood base. There were these cute little vases. There's two different ones you could choose from with the two-tone. It's the white at the top and the light tan at the bottom. They had the water misters for your plants. There's the yellow. They have the dark gray and the white. Also, the wooden chain with the beads holding them together. You can get those in the gray, the white, or the black color scheme. And these are all $1.25, everything I've shown here. They also had these little tassels that say be happy and enjoy today. There were these wooden balls for like a large tray. And then the large wooden tray you see these sitting on, it's a large oval. They are plastic, but it has that wood grain finish look to it. Those are also $1.25. And these glass bottles here with the macrame feather. And here's some close-ups. So those jars come in the tan, the green, and the white. And they coordinate with the candles and the tray that they're sitting on. That's that large oval tray. And these were all on an end cap. For the home, library, office supplies, and back to school section, they have the Expo dry erase markers in lots of different colors with the chisel tip. The 8-count dry erase markers in black by the Jot brand. Also the 8-count of the washable markers. And they also had the 6-pack of the scented markers. Then they had tons of the all wood graphite pencils with the solid wood and then number 2 lead. There were the large pencils for the kindergarten age children. Also the Jot binder clips that say Monday through Friday. And they say things like to do, urgent today, tomorrow. And they had those in a couple different color schemes. Some leveled readers for the little ones. There's the Smithsonian Kids Reptiles, Hello Farm, teaching kids all about farming. There's Teen Titans Go. That's a level 1 reader. The level 2 was Wonder Woman. They also had Bugs Bunny, all in a day's work. Batman, that was a level 2 reader. And there is DC Super Friends, the level 1. And then they had some word finds, Search and Color, Disney Lilo and Stitch, some new magnetic list pads for the refrigerator or your like filing cabinet. They had the daily things to do with the priorities checklist. They also had some bullet point lists. There's the Bloom and Grow, Start Somewhere. And this one here says, You Got This. They also had one with the disco ball. It says, Live a Little. Then we had these magnetic containers. You get the larger size or the 2-count for the $1.25. Some of the stores already have these marked up to $1.50. There's also the bookends and say Inspire and Read. There are the 6-pack of the corner office magnets. They come in the purple, blue, and pink. They have a bunch of their lunch sacks in pink, black, purple, and blue. And then these little cones that are meant to sit on a desk. They have pink that says awesome. Purple says great job. The blue one says you're terrific. And then the mint green says well done. And now for the housewares, maintenance, and storage. They had a bunch of these dusting mitts in 3 different colors. You can get the green, the gray, or the blue. They also had this 10-pack of these green light 9-watt LED bulbs. They are non-dimmable, but they say that they are 60-watt equivalent. The kitchen and pantry section, we have these glass tumblers. These are the lower profile style tumbler. They had a couple different versions you could choose from. They also had a bunch of this McCormick cookware, and those are now in the white and gray. Usually they have a bunch of them in the red. They now have the all white with the gray accent. Lots of like turners and spatulas. They had ladles, the salad tongs, measuring cups, the basting brush. Then there were the large colanders. They had those in gray, red, and white to match all of the utensils that they have out. It's also the McCormick brand. And then this oven mitt, it says bake it till you make it. Has the black, red, and white color scheme. They have the oven mitts and the kitchen towels. Then there were these liners for the crock pot. You get 3 of those. The party supplies this week, I found these 10-pack of gift sacks. You can either get the solid, the polka dot, or the stripes in all of the colors you see here. So they have the solid red. This is like a dusty purple. They also had this little bit darker blue. And then the darker pink. They have, of course, the polka dots and the stripes. And you get 10 in each packet. So you can mix and match. You can use all the same color or use the polka dots, the stripes, and the solids together. They have this party set. The pet care, really not a lot new there. They had these edible dog chews. It's healthy rawhide alternative. And here's a close-up so you guys can see what it looks like. This one is bacon flavored. Then they had beef eaters, pillow cat treats, which are chicken flavor. And that's a 3.5-ounce bag. The seasonal items, more fall items are making their way. A lot of these items are $1.50. Some of them are $1.25. You really just need to check out the tag, and the shelves have all individual pricing on them. They had some mushrooms, some glass jars with the mushroom charms. They brought back these glass pumpkin little containers. Those come in 3 different colors. They have their ceramic characters like the fox. There's a hedgehog, a squirrel, and a raccoon. And they're all holding something different like an apple, a mushroom. They have their ceramic pumpkins. Also the glass votives with the gold leaf charms. These are candles. They had these out last year as well. The top lifts off. These glass jars with the leaves at the top. They brought back the bakeware that you can use in the oven. I have used them in the oven. They hold up just fine. I used mine at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. They're these little shelf critters for $1.25 is what they're marked, but they're coming up $1.50 when you ring them up. They also have the large scarecrows, the little shelf scarecrows, and then these adorable little baskets. Now these were marked $1.25. They did not have a sticker over the price, but they did come up $1.50. Then they have this tabletop decor. I love these stacked pumpkins. The blue one says harvest your blessings, and it is the layered pumpkin. I love this one with the blue and the green that says thankful and grateful. I love that paper in the background. It's so pretty. You can see the little beads on the twine. They have give thanks. That one has some mushrooms in the background. I thought these stacked pumpkins were really pretty. They also had this one here with the plaid. And then we've got the Hey There pumpkin. This has like the fake beaded trim around the outside. There is glitter on the sign, but it's not too bad. There is this cute sign that says welcome to our patch and happy pumpkin season with the green truck with all the pumpkins in the background. These adorable signs are round and they've got the beaded hanger to match. There's pick your own apples. It has that Sherpa style material to give a 3D look to the sign that has the red and white beads. Then autumn is calling, leaves are falling. That one has the green and white beads with the brown Sherpa leaf. The pumpkin here, that one says pumpkins, pick your own and farm fresh. It has the orange and white beaded hanger. some tabletop decor. We've got the welcome sign that has the pumpkin. They also brought back the acorn that says thankful. And the fall leaf looks a little bit different this year with the color, but they brought that one back that says grateful. Also the pumpkin spice and pumpkin lattes. There are 4 different shelf signs there. These look like the crates that look like a pumpkin. It says welcome to the pumpkin patch. Fall sweet fall. Here's a view from the side so you can see how thick these are. They also had this one that says hello pumpkin with the pumpkins in the middle. Those all have a bow at the top on the stem. And you can see all the different designs in the corner of the box. Then for the toys and games this week, not a whole lot new. They had these Thai Beanie Babies, a whole bunch of them. They have all these different animals. I think this one is a tiger and his name is Clausby. The little sign has their name and the day they were born. They also had this cute little squid. His name is Sheldon. And then the panda bear, his name is Bamboo. I think this one is a little mouse. His name is Munchkin. He's like white with some pastel polka dots. They also had this little guy. And his name is Katie, or her name is Katie. There's the pink and purple. His name is Topaz. This little fox, I believe it's a fox. His name is Mandarin. And then we've got the otter or a seal. I'm not really sure. And this one is Evie. The rainbow one here, its name was Gizmo. They also had this cute little gnome. It's wearing the hat, has some red glitter shoes, and his name is Topsy. My favorite was this little frog, and for some reason I don't have a picture of the tag, so I'm not sure what his name was. Then the Dollar Tree Plus section, which is anything that costs more than $3. They have these large bottles of shampoo and conditioner. They're the Parabella brand. They had the Lotus brand, and there are 3 different ones. You can get the smoothing shampoo and conditioner by Lotus. There's also the moisturizing and the volumizing. They're all different, but those are the large bottles for $3. They had these large fall wreaths for $7, and these were $5 last year. They are $7 this year. They're a little bit higher quality, I will say that, but not $2 worth, I don't think, but it is what it is. They're just raising prices. They also had these cute little mushrooms and acorns. They brought back these little stands. It says, hello, gorgeous. The welcome sign with the metal pumpkins. And these all were $5 last year. I'm assuming they're $7 this year. They also had these fall candles. There's the leaf lantern candle and the pumpkin lantern candle. They have pumpkins on the sides of the round ones and leaves on the sides of the square candles. That one's the leaf. They also brought back the large velvet pumpkins. You can see they covered up the price tag there, but they were not marked. So I'm not really sure what the new price is. These are the bouncing characters. There's a turkey and a fox. They also have this one that says give thanks. There's like a little squirrel holding an acorn. These glass candles that look like pumpkins. There's the Honeycrisp cider, the cashmere vanilla. They also had the autumn cranberry and the harvest pumpkin. That's the orange one. And those are the large candles. And that was it for today's video. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'd really appreciate it, especially if you would share this video with others. And leave a comment down below. What was your favorite find this week at the Dollar Tree? I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next time.